haunting here?
Very much so, but they're also interested in us.
In us?
They're interested in what we're doing here. Basically, what we're doing here goes against what they've been taught. They've been taught that we shouldn't actually be trying to communicate with them. But at the same time, they're curious because they come back and visit here quite a lot. And I think they would, more so the monk, Maria, has come in, and she'll maybe visit, maybe, I'd say, if you're lucky, twice a year, whereas the monk's here all the time. And I'd be surprised if the monk isn't seen in here quite often.
Right. And can he interact with us?
I think he probably could. At the moment, he's not. At the moment, he's very much... I don't know if disgust is the word, but it's the look he's given us is very much of disdain. He's somebody that's not happy with what...
Did you hear that? Tapping. Right by you, Chris. It's very gentle, but it's there. Is there any time period with this monk?
I've not got a year from him yet.
Can you see what colour his robes are?
He's wearing brown robe.
The brown robes.
Can
you see anything tied around his waist? What sort of thing is dangling down by his... Because they had some sort of tie, didn't they, or rope?
It's basically, as you've just described it, it's basically a rope, yeah.
There's nothing on the end of it, nothing, ornaments?
I've just been given a year by the nun.
Oh, OK.
1836.
1836. So
is
Maria
what
was
she's
giving you...
gave me.
That's when she was here?
Yeah, which... that's why I'm very interested that you're here in Rustling. I'm just wondering if you're maybe here in the nun.
Chris believes we're in the presence of two spirits, a monk and a nun. Will either of these spirits make themselves known to the rest of the team during our investigation tonight?
What the hell was that?
Welcome back to Most Haunted and our investigation of Northumberland's secluded Brinkburn Priory. During our walk around of the Priory's chapel, medium Chris Conway picked up on what he believes to be the ghosts of a nun and a monk. What more will he pick up as we continue our lit walk around on the ground floor of the Priory's manor house?
This is really, really creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do think there's something very strange about places that have no furniture in them, there's no pictures. It's just got this horrid kind of sad,
it's
empty
very
feel.
bare as well,
yeah.
What I don't like about it as well, talking psychically, medium, I'm getting a clash.
Oh.
Because I'm still picking up religious sort of things, but I'm also picking up more. As we were walking in, there was a Victorian, well, I'm going to say Victorian, he had the beard, he had a jacket on with it was like a sort of shiny waistcoat, not shiny, should be,
like satiny type
yeah,
thing?
Yeah, like that, but I'm assuming Victorian, that's what he looks like to me.
Anything on his head, or...?
No, he didn't have anything on his head, nope. And he was there. He disappeared almost as quick as I seen him. But again, there's that sort of clash between the two as we walk in here.
OK. So you've still got the religious side,
yes.
And then you've got this Victorian, normal-looking guy.
Yeah.
How old would you put him at?
I would have said mid-40s.
Mid-40s? And is he haunting here, or are we just seeing a memory of him being here?
At this moment in time, I think it's just... again, it's very much... As if the spirits in this bit seem to be fascinated by us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's if it's like when you're maybe filming and somebody in the public's maybe walking by, and it's very much like that, where they're sort of... Oh. And which I find quite fascinating, the way they're fascinated by us.
Cold.
Yeah.
Do you want to go off? Ooh.
Here, the atmosphere totally changes. It's even empty, it's not a medium, I'm sure you can feel the different atmospheres you walk in here.
I hate it in here.
Very. What I'm getting down this bit here and in here as well, it's very much like dead bodies, as if this is where they would bring somebody that died, bring them down here until they would then bury them. And that's very much the feeling I'm getting down here. It's like walking into a mortuary. It's that sort of
I suppose because
feeling.
it's... Well, this makes sense, I suppose, because it's so cold down here, wouldn't it?
And you said about the atmosphere change. There's a genuine atmosphere change, as in, you're right, there's a drop in temperature by 2 degrees, and also there's a significant drop in humidity as well. There's about 3-4% drop, which means if people feel as though they're getting touched, that could just be down to the drop in humidity.
Okay, something to remember later on. Okay.
Definitely.
So anybody haunting in this particular area, or is it, again, just a feeling?
It's energy, it's very much. But there's spirit energy here. At this point in time, there's nobody here, but there has been spirits, and it wouldn't surprise me if, as it gets later on in the night, that this would be active, very active, this bit.
Just the thought of it makes me go, bats and down here, not good. Should we go back up into the main part of the house? Let's just get out of here as quickly as we can.
Chris's belief that the manor house as well as the chapel is haunted by the spirits of times past validates our decision to investigate this place. But do any of these spirits ring true with historian Leslie Smith?
Oh, that's better. Where's that Leslie Smith?
There
you are.
Keeping out of that bit.
Oh, it's horrid down there.
It is, isn't it?
How are we doing?
Really well.
Yeah.
Again, lots of layers of time here coming through. First of all, when we were in the church, you know, that magnificent church, and you talked about the monk. Well, yeah, that's pretty, I hate to say obvious, but obviously of holy orders, and the monks are here. Much later period from the monks is the nun that you describe. It wasn't a place at that point that was in the sense of an enclosed order or anything like that, but it was certainly a place of worship and had gone through some considerable changes to rebuild the place in the Victorian period. I don't wonder that a holy woman would be here in the name Maria. Certainly did. Wow. Wonder that a holy woman would be here in the name Maria. Certainly did. Wow. Maria. And the name Maria, I wonder if she was answering, is a holy name, so I'm not at all surprised to have that. Then when we come over into the building proper and you get the sense of Victorian gentlemen, again, I'm not surprised within the main manor house because we've got Victorian activity here. Harold, again, people think that's a Victorian name. Certainly not. There was a... Can you hear all this? Harold. You hear that? This seems like a response when we're saying names.
It's a real... Have you got that, Matt?
I hope you have. Clearly. That was really clear.
But it's there.
But that in turn is an ancient name. And let's forget that we think of this as being the sort of rebuild Victorian period, but actually people have been here for centuries in one form or another in the manor house part, which we're in now, including servants, including, may I say, servants. Those names are all also ancient names that could be connected to the monastery as well. And this would have formed part of the monastic buildings here, of which there would be a substantial number. So we're on the ground of it. So,
what about the fact that Chris said that bodies might have been stored in there?
I'm going to need to do a bit more work on that. What I'll do as a result of that is look at the layout of the buildings. We're going to see if any work was done here, which it would have been, in the way we would now describe as a hospital. It had another name then. So I need to do some work on that, but it's a fascinating thought. It's certainly cold and eerie enough to be a morgue.
As we conclude the lit walk-around, we are all aware of the sinister knocking that appears to encircle us. As we switch off the lights and turn on the night vision cameras, is this a foretaste of what awaits us tonight?
Is that you tapping, Stu?
No, we're not moving. I've got the camera.
Anyway.
What's this?
Oh, you take me.
Just to let you know that there is a mist in there that is surrounding you like crazy.
As we ready our equipment and ourselves for the night-long investigation, Carl, keen to get things underway, ventures alone to the cellar, where Chris Conway picked up upon an overwhelming sense of death.